Alright, hello everybody, welcome to my tutorial video here on this BH Cosmetics Zodiac Love Signs palette. I'm excited. I had no intentions of buying this palette. I feel like I'm reviewing the darn thing, but that's a separate video. But I had no intentions of buying this palette, but a lot of you, like a lot of you really wanted me to review it. So why would I not do that for you? You know, if you guys want it, heck yes, I will do it. Within reason. I guess the main reason I didn't want this one, I love the original BH Cosmetics Zodiac palette, but again, I feel like I'm getting into the review, but this is a very warm palette for the most part, and there's just so much yellow and pink and stuff that it's just like, I feel like I had a lot of this, but like I said, you guys ask, and most of the time you shall receive. So I did swatches on this, and I'm excited to come up with something. I don't know exactly where I'm going with the look today, but we will find out. To get, well, technically you've already seen it turn out, guys. People of the future, you know what I've created on my eyes. I have no idea myself. So I am going to start off with a dense contour brush, and I am going to go into the matte shade for Aries. It's a matte magenta pink. This one's got a lot of kickback, as you can maybe see there. But this, I am going to concentrate on the outside portion of my lid and then the outer portion of the crease. This shade just reminds me, I feel like anytime I get a magenta pink eyeshadow, a Ready Pink, I think of the Modern Renaissance palette. But in any case, looks like a good one. This color shadow can certainly tend to be a bit patchy and skippy, but that really does not seem to be the case here, so that's exciting. It's been a minute, I feel like, since I've put this color anywhere near my eyes. Then I am going to go into the matte shade for Cancer. It's like a turmeric, yellowy, goldenrod type of a color. This I am going to use to blend through the crease and into that pink color. Oh, I just love the way that this kind of a yellow and magenta blend together. Something about that color combo just, it does it for me. I don't know, something about it reminds me of like a tropical drink, I guess. Oh, yum! Kind of inappropriate for the weather that we are experiencing here in Minnesota anyways, at least when I am filming this. Oh, brr, it's cold. I think it's like -10 outside, but then, like, you know, the real temp or whatever, what it actually feels like is something like -26. Oh, that's okay. I personally love the cold. To further blend these colors together, I'm going to do a mixture on this same fluffy brush of the matte shade from Virgo and then the Aries matte shade again. So just a little dab of the magenta, a little dab of this reddy brown, tap that off, and just ever so lightly, we are fluffing this right where the pink and the yellow connected. Dusting that further through the crease. Just using a very, very light hand to do this, barely touching my skin, and just feathering that on. Just makes a bit more of a gradient. You see that? Ta-da! Gorgeous! At least I think so. Looks like a gorgeous summer sunset. But then to really make this sunset shine, I'm going to go into the baked shade of Virgo just with my finger. This is such a cool, like, creamsicle orangey color that I would normally never put on my lids, but it just kind of seems appropriate right now. And oh yes, it's kind of like a, yeah, like a creamsicle, but also reminiscent of like cantaloupe and also fake mac and cheese. Yeah, you guys, are you feeling me? Yeah, no, maybe so. Either way, I am just patting this on the inner half of my lid, I guess, and then blending any excess towards the outer portion of the lid. Trying to be neat, but also, I mean, I guess it just is what it is. Not going for a cut crease today or anything, but whew! And hopefully further merge everything together, I'm going to go into the Baked Taurus shade on a shader brush so that it's a little bit more sheared out than I were to use my finger. And this I'm going to place right in between where we did the magenta shadow, the matte magenta, and then that baked shadow. Just kind of blending towards the center of the lid. Woo-woo! And then to further bring things together, I am going to use Taurus, the matte shade, on a flat liner brush and smudge this along my lower lash line. And then I'm just going to very lightly pick up that same color from Taurus, the matte shade, with a fluffy brush and just smoke that out. I have trouble speaking when I'm doing this, you know? So you'll see what I'm doing. And then to really bring it together, I am just going to use the highlighter shade in the center here, just very lightly onto a little smudgy detail brush. And I'm sure you guessed it, I am popping this in my inner corners just to give that lovely little highlight that I oh so adore. Boop! Like, I feel like inner corner highlights in the eyes are like an equivalent on a human to what a nose boop is on a cat. Boop, boop, boop. So please don't go around booping people in their inner corners of their eyes. That is a trend that I do not want to be the cause of. But while you apply your own inner corner highlight, you can just internally go boop, boop, boop and feel like a cutie pie. Yeah, and there you have it, my friends. There is the completed look. I just went ahead and used like a taupey brown and lined my waterline to kind of match the color that we put on the bottom lash line, and then a healthy dose of fluttery long black mascara. And this is the look. Like I said, I feel like I've created something similar to this before, but I just think it's so pretty. I love the mix of magentas and oranges and yellows and then the taupey browns. I think it's a gorgeous combination. It's really bright, really fun, but still completely and totally wearable. I really I'm very happy with the look. And these eyeshadows performed just like I remember them in the original Zodiac palette. So overall, I'm pleased. I hope you guys like it too. Hello friends, to tutorial number 2. Go ahead and prime my eyes real quick here. I have no idea. I feel like I always go into these things having absolutely no idea what I'm going to be doing for an eyeshadow look. Every now and then I have an idea, but today I honestly don't even have a base of like, I want to do something blue or I want to do something purple. Like I said, I have no intentions going into this. Alright, I think I got it. So I am going to start off with the matte shade in Aquarius on a dense contour brush. I'm a little nervous for this one. This one, if I'm remembering correctly, is a little bit patchy, but hopefully we can make it work. Zoom you in here, and I'm gonna put this on the outer portion of my eye. I'm like trying to currently figure out, how can I make this different from the last one? I feel like I'm going into this using the exact same brush, exact same technique, but this is just what I was feeling today. guess for this one, maybe, no, I don't know, you guys, I'm sorry. If anything, hopefully the different color combination will be intriguing enough. Although I feel like I'm putting much more of this teal through the crease here, trying to concentrate most of the pigment on the outside of the eye and dragging excess in. Alright, this shade actually is not as crappy as I went into it thinking it was going to be, so yay! BH Cosmetics. I do a darn nice matte formula if you ask me. Alright, whew, that's a look. Now I'm just gonna take a clean, fluffy brush and blend out the top portion of this, or at least attempt to, and keep my fingers and toes crossed that this will indeed blend out with a little bit of TLC here. Yay, it's working! Don't you just love it when things work? And just to kind of punch that in a little bit more, give a little more depth, I'm going to go into Sagittarius, the matte shade there. Not a lot, but it's kind of looking like a lot now that I have it on the brush. Maybe it's just because I cleaned my brushes. It's so nice. And this, got it on a tiny little pencil. I suppose it's not tiny, but a small-ish pencil brush. And I am basically putting that right along my crease and then making a little kind of a pointy shadow wing type of a thing there. We will swap this out. Don't you worry. And in order to fluff that out, I am going to go into the matte Pisces shade on a kind of smaller fluffy brush, and this is just the tiniest little bit I'm going to use on the upper portion of that last shadow we just put down. This is gonna kind of add some warmth to that cooler brown shade that we put in the crease just now, and also just kind of blend it more into the teal. And don't worry, we're gonna go back with the teal and make this look a little bit less sickly, a little bit less jaundiced. Don't even worry, guys. I have a plan. I have a plan of attack. Is it gonna work? You guys know better than me. You have seen the final look, but I am a mere slave to time. I know nothing. You know nothing, Thrifty. Alright, and then using the fluffier fluffy brush from before, now we're gonna go back into Aquarius, get that teal back, and just a little bit, we don't want a ton, just the littlest bit there. I'm gonna start applying this right to the outer portion of where all those colors collided, and then fluff it through and fluff it back up and away. Now I'm going to be doing some carving with a creamy concealer. I just want to clean up the edges, make them nice and crispy on the inside portion of my lid. So as far as I know, I'm not doing like a full-on cut crease, but halfway across my lid. And now for the main event. I thought I had finalized what I wanted to do. Yeah, stick with it, Cassie, stick with it. Okay, so I'm gonna go into Pisces, the baked shade, on my finger. It's such a lovely, lovely olivey brown. And I'm going to tap this essentially all over where we put the concealer. I think I'm gonna have to go in with a brush to really get the inside portion of my eye, but get a lot of the pigment concentrated over the lid, like so. Ta-da! And then with that same brush, I'm just gonna color switch it a little bit. Doesn't have to be completely. And then I'm going to go next door into the Aquarius baked shade, and I'm going to be putting that on the outer portion of my lid to blend the teal from the matte, you know, the matte teal, and blend that into this olivey green, just to really bring it all together. See how much more connected? I feel like sometimes watching my playback when I'm editing, I'm like, God, people must think there's no way this is gonna come together. There's no way! And then magically, I will find a way, at least to attempt to bring it all together. I do try. Then I'm gonna go into the matte shade for Scorpio, just a little bit. I am gonna use this to highlight underneath my brow. And of course also my inner corners. I'm just gonna use my pinky to do that. And for a little bit of fun, I'm gonna go into the Capricorn matte shade. It's a nice seafoamy color. Line my lower lash line with this. And I know you probably thought I was gonna fluff it out with the Capricorn baked shade, didn't you? Nay, nay. Let's have some real fun and go into Gemini. There we go. The baked shade. And fluff it out with that. Alright, and here we have it, my friends. There is the finished look. I just went ahead and did some liquid black liner up top and lined my lash line with a nice purpley, light purpley lilac type of color to mimic the eyeshadow that we put there, the Gemini one. And overall, I'm not mad at it. Is it my best work? Debatable. Debatable. I don't think so, but I still think the look turned out nice. I like the colors together. Yeah, mainly I like the colors together. I think I could have spent a little more time blending up top, but you know, that's life for you. And I am not mad at the finished look. So that is that. I hope you guys think it's at least decent. Alright, hello everyone, welcome to the third and final tutorial for this video. Zoom you in. I think I know what I'm doing today. Get something a little bit simpler, especially simpler than the last one I did, but there you go. All zoomed in. Now to start, I'm thinking something a little bit softer this time. So I'm gonna go into the matte shade for Libra on a pointed pencil brush, a thick one. And this we are going to use to carve out, not neatly, clearly, but we're just gonna place this in the inner and outer portions of the crease. You know, if it gets on the lid, that's fine, it's whatever. We'll clean this up and then we drag whatever excess we have through the crease as a whole. This might be a, well, I tried kind of a moment. We will see here. And then with with a much smaller pointy pencil brush, I'm going to go into the matte shade for Taurus, and this I'm going to use to actually really kind of carve out the crease. So we're putting this in the same spot, except we are actually concentrating it in the crease, trying not to get it all over my lids, whatever, if you are following along. Don't worry, as always, we will be blending, we will be making this look much nicer than it looks at the moment. Don't you fret. Then with a clean, fluffy blending brush, we're going to blend, yay! We're just gonna take, you know, on the top portion of those shadows that we applied, just gonna rub this guy, fluff that out, make it look a lot more seamless than it was looking previously. I know, it was looking pretty shoddy, but that's okay. These things, they evolve. Yeah, big difference. Then I'm going to take a more fluffy blending brush and I'm going to go back into the matte shade for Libra, just very, very lightly. I just want to reapply this, especially on this side where I didn't have as much going upwards, but I'm just putting this on the upper portion of where we just blended it out, just to give a bit more of a hazy, smoked up effect, I guess, towards the brow. And also to more so mimic what I had going on over on this side. So this side doesn't really need, but it's all just about adjusting and making one side look more like the other. You know, you zhuzh things up the way that you see fit for whatever you've got going on your lids at the moment. It's gonna be different than what I've got going on. You know what? That's a-okay. Now with a flat shader brush, I am going to go into the baked shade of Libra. Oh, this shade gives me feelings. And this I am going to be putting on the outer portions of my lid, so the outside and the inside. This doesn't have to be perfect at first. We're going to be doing a little something more, but I just want to get the initial color down. And then I'm going to take a flat shader brush and use a creamy concealer here. We'll be carving out a little bit, but this will be a bit different than the last time we did it. This one I am starting in the center of the lid, and I'm just softly blending that outwards towards the edges. This doesn't have to be a ton or super stark or anything. It's just to really clean up right in the crease, make that a bit sharper of an edge. It will also provide a nice bright backdrop for the shade we're going to put on top of it. Ta-da! Then we are going to go back in with the brush on the Baked Libra shade. I know, slightly redundant, but whatever. And this we are going to put over where we had initially put it to really amp up that baked shininess, and also put it on the edges of where we put the cream concealer. Honestly put this over most of the cream concealer, but I don't want it directly in the middle because we will be putting a different shadow there, but that's okay if we get this color on as well. We're gonna want them to be blended anyways. And then with our finger, I'm going to go into Scorpio, the baked shade. And this is the color that I'm going to be patting on the center of the lid over that cream concealer and just dab that on lightly, blending it into the other baked shadow that we have on the lids. And then if you want to kind of clean up on the edge of the crease, you might have gotten some baked shadow there, and you want to re-deepen things with the matte shade of Taurus, you sure can. I know I am. And to finish her up, I'm going to be doing a mix of the matte shade from Gemini and the matte shade from Aries. Whoop, whoop, hello. There we go. On an angled liner brush, and I'm going to smudge this along my lash line. And then I'm going to fluff that out with the baked shade from Taurus. And then to round it all off, I'm just going to take the matte shade from Scorpio on a little detail brush, and I'm sure you guessed it, I'm going to boop my inner corners with this, give a nice highlight. And also a little bit under the brow. And there you have it, folks. There is the finished look. I just went ahead and put a kind of, you know, cranberry burgundy color to mimic the baked shadow we put on the lower lash line into my waterline with a pencil liner, and then put on a healthy dose of mascara, and that is it. I personally think the look is really pretty. It is really quite neutral slash everyday-ish. I shouldn't say neutral, but, you know, it's a little less funky than some of the other tutorials I've come up with lately. I especially love if you especially have green eyes or even like an icy blue colored eye, the cranberry color along the lower lash line. Oh my gosh, it just makes the eyes pop like crazy. And then with the neutral colors and the pink, the really icy pink on the lids, it just all comes together and makes a really bright, nice look. I think it looks really, really pretty. I hope you guys like it too. So yeah, that is it for the tutorials, my friends. If you want to, definitely go ahead, or if you haven't already, and check out my full review video on this Zodiac Love Science palette from BH Cosmetics. I will have a card up in the corner, and I will also link it down below. I just hope you enjoyed seeing the tutorials with this palette. I hope it was helpful if you are wondering if you're gonna like this palette, so you can like see the application and everything of these shadows, or also if you already have this palette and you want some look inspiration, then hopefully I was able to inspire you, at least 1 out of 3 times. That's the hope and the dream. Let me know in the comments down below which one of these looks was your favorite, and how do you feel about this palette overall? What kind of looks have you put together with it? I love hearing from you guys. You can also let me know if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful by giving me a thumbs up down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you're new here, hey, hi, hello, how are you? You can go ahead and subscribe, hit that notification bell. You can become a member of my casserole family here on my channel. I'd love to have you here. And as always, I just hope you guys are all doing well. And until next time, just stay well until then. Bye!